Hey, Tom here with Archery, Idaho. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the different types of releases. There is a ton of different releases in the archery world, and it can be kind of confusing when you come into an archery store and say, oh, I need a release, and then they start saying, well, do you want a back tension release? You want a handheld release? You want a wrist strap? Do you want one with a hook? Do you want a dual caliper? Lots of different releases. The best part about going into an archery shop is that you can try them. That's what the archery shop is there for, is to try the different ones. Let their expertise kind of guide you in what to best try. And if you got some and you want to try something different, head to an archery store. Let them show you the different ones and let them try. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the wrist style. That's the most common. That's the one that most people use for hunting, because you strap it to your wrist and you always have it, okay? So this particular one is a Carter RX1. It's got a little hook and got a little trigger, okay? So that is one type. The other type is what they call a dual caliper. That means it's got dual pinchers on it. So I'll show you one of them with the dual pinchers. That would be that one. So it kind of clamps on that string, loop, and when you go to shoot, all you got to do is pull the trigger and it goes off, okay? Comes down to personal preference. Once you start on one, you'll probably get used to it. This one also has what they call a nylon strap, so it's kind of loose, kind of hangs out of the way. The one I showed you before is got a stiff stem to it, so that one's always there. The neat thing about a lot of manufacturers is that they know that, hey, most people aren't used to having 6 fingers, so this particular one folds back out of the way, so it stays out of the way, so you don't clank it on things or make noise, because if you're out hunting, you don't want to make any noise. You want to be quiet, okay? So a lot of different ones. The best thing I can tell you about using these is never have the trigger on the tip of your finger, because you'll learn to be jumpy, and to jump on the trigger means that you're not going to be very accurate, very consistent, okay? So what you want to do is to have that trigger buried clear into your finger, okay? That allows me to wrap my finger around it, and then when I pull, I'm going to pull through and not even have to engage my finger, because I'm pulling through. So a good pull through is the best thing that you can do for shooting one of these releases. All right, I'm back here by myself and had to answer the phone. So anyway, let's go into some of the handheld releases, because there's a lot of different models there. Most people associate the handheld release with target shooting, although a lot more people are using it for hunting. So one of the basic models that I shoot with and practice with is what they call this Carter 2 Simple. So basically it's held in your fist like that. It has a little bit of little activation to engage the hook to go around your loop, and then this is thumb activated, so it gets away from this finger, which sometimes has too much play in it, or we get too jumpy with this trigger finger. So anyway, this one, instead of holding it like we did here with a wrist release, this one's going to be with a fist in your hand, and then as I rotate and pull, that thumb gets pushed into they call this the thumb barrel. That thumb barrel gets pushed into my thumb, which activates the release. So it's still pulling, and it pushes in there and activates it, okay? So that's a thumb, and that's probably the most common, is the thumb release. And there's quite a few other ones. I have a true ball right there, and it is activated the same way. Push that to close the little clamp, and then when you go to shoot, all of them have adjustable thumb barrels so that you can fit it to yourself. And they also come in different sizes. Let's go over one other type of handheld one. This one is called a back tension. Okay, so there's no trigger on it. That little thumb barrel doesn't do anything but sit there and let you rest your thumb about it. So this one, to shoot it, you have to pull through. Okay, so hook it on there. This one has a little safety. Once I push that little safety, I come to full draw, I can pull. It's not going to go off. I push that safety, and now once I start rotating, see how it went off in a surprise? That's what you want when you're shooting target archery or any archery, is a little bit of surprise so you don't anticipate. Because when we anticipate, that's when we start jumping with our finger and everything like that. So lots of different types of releases. This one probably needs to be, for me, it would be reset to where I can pull through a little bit more. It's probably going off a little quicker than I'd like, because I want to be able to keep pulling through and keep on my target and pull through and then make the shot. So a lot of different releases. Best thing I can tell you is just come on in and try the different ones. Ask us, you know, what you help us determine what you're looking for, and then come in and try them and go from there. As you can see, we have a lot of different type of releases. If there's one that you have a question on, put it in the comments. We'll try to make another video that maybe helps better describe that, because there's lots of different ways to shoot a bow, and we're here to help whatever you got a question.